Well, it turns out your nervous system can go the other way, can settle down deeply and peacefully. And so that's all you're doing. You're wide awake if the dogs are barking. I've meditated at Yankee Stadium when it was a bad game.
Stop it. You have not. You're
Yes, I
able
have,
to settle your mind in Yankee Stadium?
I do it in the back seat of cars. So many people in your profession do TM, and they do it in the car going to work or car coming back. Or yeah, absolutely, Yankee Stadium.
Somebody going to cue me, or do I cue myself?
Cue yourself.
Okay. Oh, we are back with another live, yes, I said it, live episode of Let's Talk Off Camera, so let's get talking. Oh, my goodness. Well. We just did something really weird, listeners. If you are driving, if you are preparing dinner, if you're just listening to this on a walk in the park, we did something so bonkers. What's it called, Ash? The Don't Laugh, Try Not to Laugh challenge. So what we did was we brought things from home that we hid from one another, and we all take a big gulp of water and we hold it in our mouths, and then we put objects on the table that we procure from home. Now, of course, Albert, I think, won. Yes. I think he beat us all. Down. Just the sheer scope, the magnitude, the weirdness, the religiosity of it all.
I had helpers at home that were doing it.
I mean...
You had curators.
I had curators.
I mean, I haven't seen one of those. What is that? Father God? Is that Father God statue? Yes. That's not Jesus.
No,
that's
it's
Father
not
God.
Jesus. Yes.
We had one of those that actually was a music box.
Oh,
so
no.
Father God.
Maybe this was one.
So Father God, you wound up Father God, and he spun around, and it was like Ave Maria played. But like music box, Ave Maria.
Well, the hand broke off this one, so I think I might get in a lot of trouble when it gets returned to my mother.
Well, we can super glue it back.
We can super glue it.
Yeah, we'll super glue it here. Jan brought in...
well, yeah, I didn't have anything at home. I've moved so many times that I don't have like that weird stuff in my house anymore.
Well, you've made up for it for the weird stuff you keep under your desk.
So I went to the props department and got busy, brought some things, and then your assistant, Lauren, gave us...
She's such a monster.
She gave us... You'll see this on our social media, but she gave us a doll, a Kelly doll.
It's a puppet. It's a marionette puppet.
It is creepy AF.
I don't think it's creepy. I think she's lovely. She's wearing a mini Diane von Furstenberg dress and Prada shoes.
You almost lost it when you saw the shoes dangling.
And now I want a bob because the puppet has a bob. Now I'm like, maybe I did look good with a bob. As if that puppet hair is my hair.
You had some weird... What was that? The last thing you busted out.
Yeah, I brought a hand-carved meerkat.
Yeah, did you hand carve that?
No, it was a gift.
It was a gift?
Yeah, it was a gift.
What would be the occasion for us to receive a hand-carved meerkat?
It's a great question. We should ask my parents.
Oh, okay. Yes, right. I, of course, straight from the bathroom floor of my parents' house.
The best. Hold on.
Brought in the Gina Tay After Bath Splash. That's at least 70 years old.
Yes.
Yes, here it is. You notice I don't know why there's still so much of it, but I think because they only just use a splash.
Yes.
Because you just use a splash.
It's meant to last a lifetime.
Obviously, it lasts generational lifetimes. Generational lifetimes.
The last thing you busted out was kind of funny, too.
Oh, yes. That was from our home. That is something that Mark and I brought our child back from Mexico, which is I don't really know.
No
how to...
one's seeing it, so
I'm going to describe it to you, but I need to hold it to describe it. It's like a little wooden. It's actually a paper mache, like Dia de Muertos baby skull. It's a baby. It's a baby. Like, I don't really know.
It's a baby.
It's a baby skeleton
painted
toy.
Yes.
Yes. And we gave it to our toddler, and we were like, "Look, we brought you presents." We gave one to each of the kids, but he was the one that really like. This is still in his room, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
I spit out the second that came out, before it even fully got out of the bag.
Well, you spit out your water as soon as you saw me carrying my things in a purse.
So full on Sophia Petrello from the Golden Girls. Kelly came up like a true Italian, clutching a purse.
Clutching a purse because I didn't want
life.
Well, I didn't want you fools looking in my bag and having an like advanced idea of what I had in there.
I mean, we all know I hate to lose, but I lost this one.
Jen, you were spitting out on your own items.
You were spitting out out water before before
your
the
own
things-
items.
You were just, as soon as you put water in your mouth, you spit it out.
I either spat the water out, or I started like choking it down.
Yes, I know. At one point, I was concerned. I was like, oh no, she's aspirating on water. Now what? Now what do we do? Today's podcast will be canceled.
Everyone was asking me if I was going to bring the glass eye this time, which I didn't. But
When I saw the bag, you know what I thought.
But
I
what
thought
was
you-
it, Cal?
It was bronzed teeth
What was that?
It was a gold tooth cup cap.
from.
My mom's house. I don't know who it was, like a grandparent or something.
We don't know who's.
No,
they
they
look
hold-
like
they
baby
hold on to
teeth.
all of that.
They look like baby teeth. I'm just telling you. It was. Listen, I am a mother and I'm also a daughter. I know the difference between
I don't know
older
whose it
parents'
was.
teeth and baby teeth.
And what
Those
about
are,
the 10 Commandments bracelet?
the 10 Commandments bracelet is my favorite. I may not give that back to Elaine. That may have to
You
reside
guys,
on my
everybody
wrist.
came to play with this game. Came to play.
I mean-
what was the foot?
The foot was from the box department.
Jan's. That's from Jan's Wiki Feet page.
It was a mannequin foot with
Yes.
toes. With toes.
With toes, a mannequin.
With
How
toes.
often do you see mannequins with toes?
And it balanced itself on its toe, which was
Yes,
very
I
nice on the
noticed.
ball of
It's
the
gorgeous,
feet.
Jan.
It was gorgeous. And I also, Ashley provided it with me, a cowbell with your name on it.
Yes, that was the best.
I was like, is all of this stuff me-centric, Jan? Do you have any stuff that I might find funny?
So good.
Well, now that we've worked our audience into a froth, it's time to calm them down.
Yes.
I think that's what we're going to do today. Jan and I are going to be completely honest with today's guest. Albert, you know, when it comes to our inner peace and
Yep.
quieting our minds, we have hit a brick wall loudly.
Very loud. It's
Very
very
loud
loud
brick
up there.
wall. Jan and I have a lot going on in our lives.
Yep.
We've had a lot going on for decades together. We have side by side lived parallel lives separately together. And I don't even need to ask Jan what's going on because I can internally feel what's going on because the two of us have that kind of life together. Anyway, this is why we are relying on Albert, who has really curated today's show for us.
It's an important show. It's a very important show.
Okay, tell us why.
Why do you
Because
think
we live in a very complex world, and we weren't built to live in a world with all of the social media, all of the noise that is surrounding us constantly. We need ways of coping. And a lot of people just avoid the one thing, which is they're dealing with their brain and their thoughts. They let their thoughts just take over their life, and they're driven by them. And there's no center, there's no peaceful center that they live in that they resonate with. And I found meditation, and I just think it's one of the best things that's ever come into my life. I did it because I needed it at the time. And yeah, and then we'll let you get to who we have on. But this is just a very important topic, and I know a lot of people are doing it, and a lot of people are finding there's a lot of health benefits to it, which we'll get to. There's just a lot of great reasons to help quiet the mind and be centered.
Well, you know, we had Oprah on this here podcast. Do you remember that, Jan?
Yes.
Yeah. And Albert, I can't remember how it came up,
Yeah.
but you were saying that you had seen an episode.
Well, so she did these 21-day meditation programs years ago, where
Right.
she and Deepak did a series of meditations that she would do the introduction. He would then speak about a certain topic, and then you would meditate. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. Let me listen to the preamble and then go into it. And it really just sucked me right in. And there's a mantra that they give you, which you then replay over and over in your mind, which a lot of people do. And I then went off and found my own mantra. And then I obviously don't use any of the preamble, but for 20 minutes every single morning of my life, I sit there and I repeat the mantra. And it gets noisy, and it's not always perfect. And there are mornings where the mantra flies away, and then I have to bring it back. And then I don't want to get into too much of it, the semantics of it, but what someone explained to me is coming back to that mantra, the muscle that brings you back from the noise to the mantra, which is centered, is the muscle that you can use throughout the entire day. When something stressful happens to you, you get back to a centered place.
and what is your mantra, Albert?
I'm not going to tell you my mantra.
I'm determined to get. There's two things in my life that I want to get out of Albert and Kyle. I want Albert's.
You'll hear why in a little
I
while.
want
Why-
Albert's
yes.
mantra, and I want Kyle's age. These are the two things that I am determined to crack.
You'll never get Kyle's age.
I'll figure it out. I'm getting closer every year. Every year I'm getting a little bit closer. But anyway, so you
That's
said,
my perspective, but there's
but you were
a way
saying
more
that she
impressive person on this Zoom.
Oprah introduced you to Meditation
did.
Bob.
Yep, Meditation Bob.
Otherwise known as Bob Roth.
Yes.
Okay, so he is the man that is going to convert us, Jan.
It's going to be a hard thing.
It's going to be a hard thing to do.
I don't understand why I can't go for a run and that clears my head.
Right. Why
can't that be my
why
meditation?
can't our runs, hikes, or dance training be our form of meditation?
Yeah. I'd like to hear what he says.
I want to hear it too. Okay, so let's get to it. This is the guy. This is the number one guy. I mean,
Meditation Bob.
This is Meditation Bob. Bob Roth. He's the CEO of the David Lynch Foundation. He's a New York Times best-selling author. He's taught everyone from business titans to, of course, as we mentioned, Oprah, another business titan, and Albert, of course, discovered Meditation Bob through his friend Oprah. And if anybody can give Jan and me the tools that we need, it will be Meditation Bob. I'm assuming.
If there's anyone that can do it.
I think he's going to have to anesthetize us. I think he's actually going to have to, with a dart, like they tranquilize. Right, exactly. In the wild. That's how he's going to do it. But listen, listeners, we have the phone lines. We're going to open them. You can ask Bob all of your burning questions about stress, sleep, shutting down the noise in our minds. So let's get to Meditation Bob. Unless, you know what? Meditation Bob, did we just put you to sleep?
No, I got to say that's probably the most unusual and perhaps best introduction I've ever had. That was
Really? Oh,
yeah, that
thanks.
was really good. That was really good.
What did it? Was it the Ten Commandments bracelet?
I think it was the body splash. I think generations of that. And I'm surprised that much actually did get used.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think my parents considered this. This is like from the Red Sea. This was like you just for special occasions.
It's from Pompeii.
Exactly, Pompeii. Yes, just special occasions.
One thing left over intact from Pompeii.
So, Jan, Albert, everyone, Meditation Bob. I was at a dinner party many, many years ago, and I sat next to a woman, and everybody went around the table and had to say what they do for a living, which I always dread and hate because what I do for a living is so odd that I find that I typically lie. I always try to say something else. I don't say, now I've taken, because in London they call us TV presenters. So I think that sounds much better. I just say I'm a presenter and people are stupefied and then they move along because they don't know what that means. But the woman next to me, to my immediate right, said that she was a TM. She was into TM. Then she said something that I didn't understand. She said she was double transcendental, and I was totally perplexed by what that meant. And the sort of non-explanations she gave me left me with, I think, a prolonged bad idea of what meditation is in my mind, and perhaps that is why I am resistant. Bob, what do you say to people like Jan and me who are convinced we cannot quiet our minds?
There are different types. It's a good question. There are different types of meditation. Many people say, I'm not skeptical that meditation works. I just can't do it. Doesn't work for me. I've tried it. I've tried to clear my mind of thoughts. I've tried to settle down, and I listen to an app that makes me and I get jittery. I get antsy. My answer is there are basically 3 different types of meditation according to brain research, and 2 of them are very difficult to do. I use the analogy, Kelly, of a cross-section of an ocean where you have choppy waves on the surface, but quiet at its depth. And those meditation, and that's like the mind is gotta mind. You've got your kids, you got the show, you got your husband, gotta. Mm-hmm. But an ocean also has a vertical dimension. There's silent at its depth. And so the mind Our hypothesis is we have that, you have that active gotta monkey mind. And there are types of meditations that try to calm that, stop waves. Very difficult. No one, a lot of people can't do it. Transcendental meditation hypothesizes that deep inside you and Jen and Albert and everybody on this listening, deep inside, right now, you have a level where your mind is already calm, settled, peaceful, alert. It's there, just lost access to it. And transcendental meditation, or TM, is a simple effort. A 10-year-old kid can do it. A simple, effortless technique that just allows you to settle down and experience that quiet that lies within. You can be skeptical. You don't have to believe a word. You can think everything I just said is a crock. Doesn't matter. You can access it anyway.
How long does it take, on average, to teach a person who is completely shut off from their inner silent ocean like Jan and me?
1 hour it takes to learn. It's practice for a few minutes twice a day, 15, 20 minutes in the morning and in the evening. It takes about 1 hour a day over 4 consecutive days from a trained teacher to teach you how to do it. And again, I want to say I teach kids with ADHD. I teach kids on autism spectrum disorder. I teach, we're working with a whole range of people with, great successful, very successful people, and people who have a lot of difficulty in their life, challenges in their life, and it works for everyone.
And what is the one commonality when you are teaching someone that, I'm just going to put us all in a box, people who believe they cannot meditate? What is the one commonality?
My favorite people to teach. My favorite people, because they come in skeptical, and they come in with they have hopes, but zero expectations. Oh, I'll never be able to do this. It often happens, Kelly, that a wife or a woman starts and then she wants her partner to come in, and the partner is there under duress. I'm here because,
Beverly wants me to.
Yeah, wants me. And fine, great. And so I think the commonality is they don't think that they can do it, and they can.
Jan.
Is it like a hypnosis, or
No.
I'm trying to understand.
No,
Okay.
all right, so I'm going to explain. So most meditations, that cross-section of the ocean analogy and then the quiet depth. First of all, some people say, what do you mean? I taught this Wall Street guy said, what are you talking about, a quiet level of my mind? What are you talking about? And I said, do you have a good intuition? And he said, yeah, I think so. He was a trader. And I said, someone gives you an idea and you're going to invest in it and it makes good sense on a surface level of your mind. And then you think about it later and you say, I don't want to do it. And the guy says, why? He said, it doesn't feel right. Kelly or Jan, you ever had that where something doesn't feel right and you don't do it? That's a quieter level.
Literally all the time.
And you know what? You're going to be a great meditator. That is a quieter level of your mind. And the hypothesis is even deeper than that. Right now, there's a level where your mind is completely settled. And so hypnosis is it's a cognitive process. That means you're playing around with the waves. You're teaching yourself to think away or not think away. Transcendental meditation is more of a physiological thing. It gives your body a state of rest and relaxation twice as deep as the deepest part of deep sleep. And that is phenomenal for getting rid of the accumulated stress and tension and chronic stress of daily life.
Can you, have they studied, and again, Bob, I don't know the answer to this, I'm just asking this question. Have they studied brains in CAT scans to see the effects of meditation on the brain?
100%. So many studies.
And what do they show? What does it reveal?
Well, there's 3 different types of meditation. One is called focused attention. That's where you're trying to concentrate and clear your mind of thoughts. That's like stopping the waves on the ocean. And that creates something called gamma brain waves. That's about 20 to 50 cycles per second. Kelly, that's when you're really concentrating. The other one is called open monitoring. And that's where you're just sort of sitting quietly and mulling over the day and sort of a dreamlike state. And that's theta brain waves. And that's 4 to 8 cycles per second. That means it goes up 4 to 8 times a second. And that is a sort of a restful state. And then the third, transcendental meditation, is a completely different style of function. It's called alpha 1, 8 to 10 cycles per second. And that's where your body is profoundly relaxed and your mind is wide awake and peaceful. So they see 3 different distinct types of meditation.
You literally just described Jan's personality, my personality, and Albert's personality just in brain
How
waves.
so? How so? How so? Tell
Just
me.
because Jan is a very, she is the most high functioning person I have ever met in my life. She can do 800 things at the same time. She can also simultaneously be suffering from an appendicitis and need surgery. And you won't register on her face. You won't know about it. Nothing will she'll just disappear and you're like, where's Jan? And they said, oh, they rushed her out on a stretcher. You would never know. She doesn't register.
Okay, I have to pause.
Yes.
How long have you known Jan?
25 years.
Best friends, like besties for 20.
She's like my sister.
That's great. Okay.
Like my sister, but closer. I tell her things that I would never tell my sister.
All right, Albert.
Albert is like my brother.
No, but you were going to say, how is Albert like?
Albert is like what you described as transcendental meditation. He just sort of does. He's just a very calm, relaxed person. He is a very, but he's always happy. He's happy to the point where, frankly, it irritates the rest of us. But he's a very peaceful person. Is that?
It takes work. Yeah, it takes a lot of work. But yes, I wasn't always that way.
I don't know. I've only known you this way.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about people using that cross section of the ocean. It's like this up here, heated.
Yeah.
And you go to a park and you say, oh, some kid's having a temper tantrum. You go, oh, that kid's a hothead. That kid is boiling over with rage. But we also know the term cooler minds will prevail. Cool, calm, and collected. And we want to have that inner stability, that inner equanimity, and also the outer ability to crush it, to really do what needs to be done, have the energy, the focus, and we want both.
Well, we're going to get to both. We're going to learn how to crush it, and we're going to take a commercial break and take callers. That's right, callers. We are here hanging out, learning how to meditate with Meditation Bob. We'll be right back. Guys, welcome back. We are here with Bob Roth, otherwise known as Meditation Bob. He is going to give us inner peace, Jan.
Yeah. Well,
Inner peace.
Yeah.
But before Bob, you get to Jan's and my inner peace. Will you talk to Gary from New Hampshire, who's on the line right now? Gary.
Hi.
Hello, Gary. Hi, you're on with Bob Roth.
This is a wonderful subject. Thanks so much for taking my call. I live on the lake that on Golden Pond was filmed at, so I'm looking at some nice foliage.
Oh.
And what my issue is, I'm a recently retired man, and I find that what I think worked for me in life was also the thing that really detracted me from inner peace. I was very responsible. I think about all scenarios. I'm the organizer. I'm the doer. But I find that busy ticker tape in my mind when I'm trying to go to sleep and turn off the world, that well, if this doesn't happen, then I'll have to do that. And it's all well intended, but I really want to think more of the domino of, well, if this, rather come in for a landing in my peaceful head and be hopeful and give myself a nourishing good night's sleep, which is as important as the diet that I try to stay on, and wake peaceful and fulfilled and ready for the day. And I find there's a little bit of a block there.
The thing is, that's rumination. They call it rumination, when you're thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. You can't stop thinking. People ruminate when they have a breakup. People ruminate when they've changed their jobs or moved. And it gets frustrating and frustrating and frustrating. And it's just in that cross section of the ocean analogy, it's like just being stuck on that surface waves. And we try to do things, we self-medicate ourselves with alcohol or drugs, or it could be anything, gambling, anything like that, some addictive personality, or we listen to music, which is fine. The purpose of meditation, transcendental meditation, is to go beneath the waves, to settle down underneath the waves. If you've ever scuba dived or snorkeled, it can be stormy weather on the surface and you're just a few feet under the water, if you've ever had that, and it's You never know it's storming up there. And you've got your your snorkel, and it's beautiful. And so what TM does is it just effortlessly allows the mind to sort of dive within. And that will have a huge effect because when your mind settles down, your body gets this deep rest. And that's what you need to get rid of that buildup of stress and heal trauma. Deep rest to get rid of that, and you'll feel better. There's a lot of research. And as a matter of fact, I'm in New York, and we're talking with a number of universities here to do major study on the effects of transcendental meditation on insomnia, on women's Alzheimer's, dementia, on chronic stress, on postmenopausal issues, a lot of stress because you just get that access to that inner quiet. So that can help you a lot. And you're lucky to be living where you're living, but you want to have that inner peace now, access it so that you can really enjoy it even more. And congratulations though on your retirement.
Gary, have you picked up Bob's book, Strength and Stillness?
No, I'm going to.
Yeah, you should pick up that book. And also, if you need help, just if you want a rumination partner, I can come visit you on Golden Pond, and we can just ruminate
sounds
together.
idyllic.
Yes, we can ruminate together if you want.
I mean, that's what I do at night. Like I'll keep
Me too.
so busy all the day, and then when I lie down, all of a sudden, then I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? Like that's when all of it rushes to me, and I take a trazodone and I go to bed.
Too.
I take a pill.
Here's an interesting thing that cortisol levels, which is your anxiety or stress hormone, you've heard cortisol.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You need some cortisol, but cortisol, we bottle it. We have so much, and it just keeps us buzzing and buzzing. And someone says, "You have everything. You should enjoy your life. What are you so anxious about?" Well, it's like having someone drink 5 espressos and say, "Calm down." You have so much cortisol, it fuels that. And when you get a good night's sleep, if you get a good night's sleep, cortisol levels drop like 10%. And in 20 minutes of TM, it drops 30 to 40% and stays down. So this meditation, transcendental meditation, is not some mental gyrations. It's a physiological rest that you're giving your body. And a deep rest is what allows the body to heal itself.
Are we allowed to sleep during this process, or
Sometimes, no. You're allowed to, yeah. If you're deep in meditation, your body is very rested, and you doze off to sleep, it's fine. It's healing. And you could sleep for a couple of minutes, and then you finish your meditation feeling more refreshed.
Gary, Jan and I are going to come to Golden Pond. We are going to sit with you. We're going to call Bob, and he is going to teach us how to do
Take
this.
Bob with you.
Bob, do you want to go on Golden Pond?
I love the movie.
A little aside, and then I'll let you go. My mom and dad bought this cottage 61 years ago, and the mailboat, it's on an island. You can only get there by boat. It's only 2 miles from the mainland. But the last mailboat stop was yesterday morning. And so we have a mailboat that delivers the mail from June until September. And I have coffee and muffins for them on the dock because sightseers come as well.
So sweet. So
Gary,
sweet.
no problem. We can swim. We are strong swimmers.
Kelly and Jan are going to bring the female boat.
We'll bring the female boat. All right, Gary, thank you so much for your call. Let's
Thank
go to
you,
David.
Gary. Thank you,
David
Gary.
in Austin. David, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Hi,
You're
Kelly. Hi,
on with
Bob.
Meditation Bob. Yeah, hi.
So I just started taking this meditation class in college. It's called Learning Frameworks, and I have a few questions about meditation. So I'm learning more and more about it. So
What are your questions?
should you meditate every day, and is it good to meditate before an upcoming test?
Well, the word meditation just basically means thinking. So you can have transcendental meditation, which is quiet thinking. You can have mindfulness meditation. You can have horseback meditation. You can have many different things. It depends upon what you're doing. But if you find whatever it is you're doing has a calming effect, yeah, then do it before your test. That's fine. They say that for learning, the best brainwave to Kelly's comment about what happens to the brain, they call it restful alertness is the best for when you're interviewing someone, Kelly, when you're listening to your kids, when you're studying. Restful alertness means you're settled inside and wide awake, and you're taking things in and you're not judging right away and what's my next question. And that is perfect for an exam. So I don't know about other meditations, but I know that transcendental meditation immediately gives that experience of restful alertness, and that carries on after the meditation. That's a really important point. We don't meditate for the sake of meditation, Kelly, Jan, Albert, and Dave. We meditate for the 8-10 hours afterwards.
That's such a good point. It's funny because I think of meditation the way it's been sort of presented to me, the way Mark does it. Or I never see Mark do it, but I know he does do it every day. I know Albert does it every day. Kyle does it every day. The way it's presented, or the way I think about it, is as if you're taking an exercise class.
Yeah.
But that's not correct, is what you're saying.
It's more like you pull the arrow on a bow back 18 inches, pull it back, and then it flies 50 yards. So you take this few minutes to settle down effortlessly. Keyword is effortlessly. And then when you come out of it, and the students find that their grades, we teach a lot of students, grades go up. People, again, decision making, you need clear thinking. If you're going to make a decision, and if you're going to be listening, your whole career is based on listening and asking the next insightful question to move the conversation along. And that requires that restful alertness. And meditation is key for that.
David, was that helpful to you? I suggest, I'm going to say that I keep saying this to all of our callers, but if you want to pick up Bob's book, I really think it might benefit you if you want to, begin somewhere.
Or you could all meet on Golden Pond.
Or you can meet us in New Hampshire at Gary's house. If you're a strong swimmer, we have to wait. Otherwise, we have to wait until June to get there. David?
Yeah, that was. I'm here. I was about to say that was very helpful.
Yeah, try to pick up Strength and Stillness. I think it'll help you.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We've got Kyle.
He's on the train. We may lose him.
You're Kyle.
Bit.
Kyle's on the train.
Yeah,
oh my
ready.
gosh, Bob, the famous partner of Albert, Kyle, is calling from the train. Kyle, you're on with Bob Roth.
Well, I have to say, first of all, it's such a huge honor to be on with Kelly and everyone in that room, and especially Bob Roth, who I admire. That this is the voice that got me and so many people through the pandemic. Listening to Bob's voice on these massive group meditations that people could access via Zoom and all sorts of other methods. It was truly amazing what you put together, Bob, during a time of need. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
My question is timing the meditations. I know that it's supposed to be 20 minutes and we have a gentle way in and a gentle way out, which I love, but I'm never sure how to time it right so that I know it's time to stop. I know we're not supposed to really set an alarm, but what's the best way to make sure that I'm, ready to be done after 20 minutes, but it's not something that's on my mind during the actual meditation?
Well, see what happens is you do it for 20 minutes. And the mind settles down and your body gets this deep rest and sort of you're engaged in it, you're enjoying it. It's not like it takes forever. Kelly, I'm going to answer your question. Kelly, so many people, first thing they say, sit for 20 minutes? Are you out of your mind?
Exactly.
If I close my eyes for 2 minutes, I'm just going to jump out of my skin. Again, that's if you're doing nothing on the surface, but it's so settling and engaging and comfortable to settle down. And so the 20 minutes passes quickly. But I find that there's an app that's free. It's a David Lynch Foundation has. It's called DLF Timer Meditation, and DLF Timer Meditation on the App Store. And it gives you just a faint chime after 20 minutes, and that lets you know to come out. But you can use it, or else you just open your eyes and check to see what time it is. Here's one other thing. This Wall Street guy, when I told him, okay, during TM, your mind settles down to this inner calm, this inner settled state, and you do it for 20 minutes, said, wait. Where are you going? Where are you going for those 20 minutes? How do I know when my 20 minutes are up? And I said, look at your watch. You're not going anywhere. You're just settling down. We know kids can go from 0 to 60. You know, they can just temper tramp in an instant. Your nervous system, it's called your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight can just inflame. Well, it turns out your nervous system can go the other way, can settle down deeply and peacefully. And so that's all you're doing. You're wide awake. If the dogs are barking, I've meditated at Yankee Stadium when it was a bad game.
Stop it. You have not. You're
Yes, I
able
have,
to
yeah.
settle your mind in Yankee
Sure.
Stadium.
I do it in the back seat of cars. So many people in your profession do TM, and they do it in the car going to work or car coming back, or yeah, absolutely, Yankee Stadium.
Jan.
Yeah, so it doesn't take you out of it, because I'm still thinking it's like a trance. But
Yeah, I
it's
feel
not.
like I'm going to be in a trance.
No, it's excited, heated.
Yeah.
You know, you even tell your kids when they're young, you go into your room, you have a timeout. You need a timeout. Why? You're just going to settle, your nervous system is going to settle down. And so this just allows your nervous system to settle down very deeply. The word transcendental, that's where the trance, but to transcend means to go beyond ordinary human limitations. And we love transcendent moments when you hold your newborn child in your arms, or you're out camping or something and you're on Golden Pond and you see the Milky Way, something so beautiful, so tender. That's a transcendent moment, some inner quiet. So this is just an inner quiet. It's not a trance.
Jan, I feel like we have to do this
Well, wait,
for ourselves.
I do have a question. Wait, is Kyle still on?
We may have lost Kyle.
Kyle,
in
are
the
you
tunnel.
still there?
Yes,
Where
I'm
was he
here.
going?
I'm here.
Oh,
he's
Kyle,
there.
he's still
Okay.
here.
Where's
Kyle,
he going?
I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
Where are you going, first of all?
I am heading back from work in Long Island. I'm heading back into the city.
Oh, okay. Okay. So here's my question for you, Kyle.
Yeah.
What is your mantra?
So the mantra is as secret as my fraternity handshake from USC. I can't.
Bob, why are they all secret? What does that mean? This
First
is
of
making
all-
it sound creepy.
I know, no. Here's the deal. When you learn it, I should tell you, a mantra is a sound. It's a word, couple syllables that has no meaning associated with it. It's a nice, soothing sound that's been used for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And so there are many, many dozens of them. They have no meaning. And a teacher like myself, or there's thousands of teachers, certified teachers around the country, when they teach you, they select a sound for you based on meeting with them, and they teach you how to use it properly. They ask you when you learn, please keep this to yourself. Why? Because someone says, hey, Bob, what's your mantra? And I know they're not serious about it. Then go online, make up anything. But if you're interested in TM, find a teacher and get the mantra and how to use it properly. So it's not like you sign your life away. You're just asked to keep it to yourself.
Can I ask you what's one mantra? Yeah, like what's a typical mantra?
No, the Om is a sound that people call as a typical mantra. But it's not that, but that's something. But it's a sound that has no meaning, and you just use it, Jan, in this quiet, you're not pounding away, in this effortless, easy way. And you think it, and then you lose it, and you come back to it, and you lose it. And that just allows your attention to just start to be drawn inward. And when your mind settles down, your body gets deep rest. And I know you wanted to talk about trauma and how it heals trauma.
Yes, we're gonna take a commercial break. Before we do, I just need to ask Kyle one more question. How old are you, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm still. Wait, say it again.
How old are you? What is your
pleasant,
age?
Personal, just like my fraternity handshake. All these things are private
We'll get there.
One of these days, I'm going to get it.
Good job, Kyle.
I will get it one of these days.
That was
All
really
right.
good.
We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to talk about the response, like at the trauma and meditation, and how meditation can be
Healing.
a healing for trauma.
And how he got David Letterman to quiet
And
down
how
his
he
brain.
got David Letterman to quiet down his brain. We will be back with Bob Roth. That's right, Meditation Bob, and we'll take more questions when we return. Stick around. We are back with the CEO of the David Lynch Foundation, the New York Times bestselling author. And our own personal guru at this point, Jan. Meditation Bob is here. He is answering our questions. We've got Emma from Wisconsin on the line. Emma, you're on with Bob Roth.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Hi, Emma.
Here's my question. I have tried meditation a lot of times, but what happens is I do like a guided meditation. But then what happens is that my mind wanders and then I stop listening to the meditation prompts. And then all of a sudden it's like 10 minutes later. Is that still technically meditating or am I doing it wrong? Because I feel like I'm doing it wrong.
Well, there's different types of meditation, as I said from the beginning, and some meditations are concentration forms of meditation. They want you to clear your mind of thoughts or calm your mind. And it's like saying, with the ocean analogy, if you want to have a calm ocean, what disrupts a calm ocean? Waves. So stop the waves, and then you'll have a calm ocean. You want to have a calm mind, what disrupts a calm mind? Thoughts. Stop thoughts, you'll have a calm mind. Very difficult to do because they say your mind is a monkey and you have to corral it. It's jumping everywhere. In TM, we understand that the mind is actually not a monkey. The mind naturally seeks something more satisfying. You're sitting in your son's room and you're listening on a computer, you're doing some work, and in the other room, some exquisite music comes on. Where's your attention go? Your attention is just drawn to that beautiful music. Or you go on a vacation and you bring two books, and one book is so bad you can't read a word. The other book is great. Hours go by. So we say, given the opportunity, your mind will naturally be drawn to something more satisfying. And inside is a nice place. In transcendental meditation, we learn how to give the attention of the mind in inward direction, like you teach a child how to dive. Take the correct angle and in you go. So in TM, inward direction, and without any effort whatsoever, your attention just gently and naturally settles down. And you know that's happening because your body gains a state of rest deeper than sleep. So in one type of meditation, your mind wandering would be a problem, but in transcendental meditation, it's an ADDer's dream come true because you don't have to concentrate or control. Mind just is drawn inward on its own volition.
That's interesting. I wonder, because I think I'm very much like Emma. I feel like the few times that Albert has tried to teach me how to meditate, my mind immediately wanders. It doesn't. Yeah. But when you said the ADD mind, I bet a lot of people probably, instead of going on medication, probably come to seek your treatment, or probably does that happen a lot?
Yes. Because here's the thing. Anxiety is at the basis of so many disorders. I mean, it's at the basis of, I taught Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox has been meditating now for 10 years. Has it influenced his Parkinson's? Maybe a little. What has changed is quality of life because his anxiety levels have gone down and now he can appreciate what he has. And people who have insomnia, anxiety just makes that even worse. I can't sleep. Any number of issues or disorders. Stress is at the basis of cancer, heart disease. So when you can reduce your cortisol levels significantly, then the ADD is, poor kids with ADD or ADHD, they get anxious and it gets much worse. So it's at the basis of addressing so many problems that we have. And many people are sent to learn TM from their therapists. From their doctors who say, you should really learn this. I don't want to put your son on medicine for the rest of his life. Let's try this first.
We touched this a little bit. Well, go ahead, Jan.
Yeah, have you seen it help with people who have trauma in their lives?
Huge. We work with the David Lynch Foundation provides scholarships. We teach veterans for free, tens of thousands of veterans who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. And the research that was funded by the Department of Defense and published in the top journals showed that transcendental meditation was more effective than the gold standard treatments for people with PTSD. In New York City, we're working with the New York Police Department and the Fire Department. We're teaching doctors and nurses who are on the front lines in emergency rooms and intensive care units who all suffer from trauma. And Jan, how does it work? It accesses a mechanism. We're hardwired. This is not something you get good at after 2 months. Within those first few days, you access that mechanism for your body to get deep rest. You get that brainwave, coherent brainwave pattern, and that dissolves the buildup of stress and tension and trauma that sleep and drugs don't get rid of. Medicines are fine, but it needs to be added to the toolbox. It needs to be added to what we're doing.
It's such an extraordinary thing that the David Lynch Foundation is doing for people, especially people that have served our country or that serve the citizens of their neighborhoods every day. I think it's so important. It's such a wonderful thing that you're doing.
More firefighters commit suicide than lose their life on the job.
Well, think about that job and how incredibly stressful it is, and how if it doesn't go right, it's the worst case scenario, and the amount of suffering they are exposed to on a day-to-day basis.
You and I, we may experience, normal people experience 2 or 3 traumatic experiences in our life. And first responders, even more than many veterans, 180 to 200 in a lifetime. Wow. And there's no way to get rid of it. I mean, except for that meditation helps, transcendental meditation helps a ton.
I'm not sure if Emma is still there. Emma, thank you for your call. We're going to go to Benno, who's in Connecticut. Benno, hi, you're on with Bob Roth.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I am calling in. I've been trying to deal with my anxiety. At baseline, I'm pretty anxious, but then after having a child, that anxiety has gone through the roof. And a good friend of mine recommended meditation, and I find it really particularly hard after our son was born to meditate. If it's not that we have to attend to his needs, it's that when we don't have to do that, we are trying to catch up on our sleep. So staying awake during meditation is extra hard. So I was wondering if you have any tips to new parents on how to meditate.
I would just like to say, if you tried a meditation and it hasn't worked, don't think that that's all meditations. There are other meditations. And I can't say that everyone should do transcendental meditation. Everyone has their own choices, their own path. But I would look into it because so many, there's research on mothers, young mothers, new mothers who meditate, because we know that if mother's anxiety, it's called adverse childhood experiences, the mother's anxiety spills over into the fetus and the infant, and the fathers too for the infant. So if I can say this, Kelly, TM is offered, it's a nonprofit organization. And you can go to tm.org and you can find out where there's a TM teacher near you and find out more. It may be for you, it may not be for you, but find out more. And then I would give it a try, because it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. Properly understood and practiced.
If Bob can do it at a baseball game, a Yankees game in the middle of the boogie down Bronx, think about that, how loud it is, especially if it's not a good game, the crowd can get wild. Probably you could probably do it with.
Yeah, your kid is nothing compared to 40,000 crazy Bronx Zoo fans.
What do you think, Benno? Are you going to give it a shot?
I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to log on right now and see if there's TM. See, do you see that? You hear the noise in the background?
I can hear him. Yeah, I can hear him. Good luck to you, Benno. Thanks for calling in. Bob, before we go, I just need to know, what was it like calming David Letterman's mind? And when did you first teach him?
This was years ago. I taught him, so Jerry Seinfeld knew David Lynch. So Jerry Seinfeld's been meditating for 50 plus years. Okay. And then Jerry told Tom Hanks, he told Steve Martin. These are all public. I'm not dropping names. Right. And then David Letterman. And David basically said what you said. I can't do this. Mm-hmm. I'm skeptical. I'll never be able to do it. I really would like to be able to do it. I really would like to have the results, but I don't know. And I said, fine, you don't have to believe anything. You can be 100% skeptical. I taught him at his office at CBS at the theater. There was a quiet room, and I taught him there.
How many years ago was this? Because I'm curious. I'm very curious, because I did the David Letterman show all the time.
Yeah, I know.
I want to know, because there was a pivotal moment, Jan, if you remember. I was like, David Letterman is like a new person. Like there was a time when David Letterman was very prickly, and then there was a time where he was like an angel, and I was like, what happened to Dave? So I wonder if the TM was the thing.
Well, he talked about it all the time, and he talked about it with Oprah, and he was very appreciative. We ended up teaching a lot of members of his staff, and he still does it. He still does it.
Well, Bob, I just want to thank you so much for taking all of our calls. Jan and I are really we're going to give it the old college try.
Wait, before you close.
Yes.
Before you close, I want to say something. I told you this when we were off air. I really love the feeling. I do a lot of, love the feeling that you all create. It's family, it's kind, it's gentle. You're very kind with your listeners, attentive, make sure that they're hearing, they're satisfied. It's really lovely. It's a wonderful thing. I just had to say that. It's a lovely, lovely experience.
Thank you, Bob. We really appreciate it. And I just want to remind our listeners, pick up Strength and Stillness. Check out the David Lynch Foundation. And Bob, thank you so much. Can't wait to talk to you all off camera next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa is a production of Melojo Productions. From Melojo, our team is Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos, Albert Bianchini, Jan Chalet, Seth Gronquist, Ross Therian, Devin Schneider, Michael Halprin, Julia Desch, and Team Radio Andy, Lisa Mantaneo, Scott Marlowe, Jake Getz.